Ladies and gentlemen, now today I wanted to give a bit of a cheeky little account tour of my 2-week global account for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Now, I have been hooked on this game on the side. I'm not even exaggerating, man. I've been high-key addicted to it. It's just pulled me in, suckered me, but I've been having so much fun. I love the PvP in this game, and kind of the combat is so simple, yet it's just so satisfying as well to pull off, and there's just so much depth to kind of the characters, the team building, the compositions, and like the demon fights are really fun, especially when you have kind of the right characters, the right lineups. So yeah, I've just been loving it, man. It's so much fun to play, and in 2 weeks I've spent about $500 now on this game. Now, I would classify myself as a semi-hardcore player of this game, because I'm not like... This isn't the only game I play. I play a lot of Marvel Contest of Champions. If you guys know me from that game, that's my main hustle, and I still play a lot of that. However, one of the conveniences of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross is a large majority of the grinding in this game is auto-fighting. So it can be done while I'm doing a Marvel Contest of Champions stream or video. I've got like a second phone here. I've got 2 phones, man. All the emulator on my PC as well. So I can have a second source that's just auto-farming like some easy resource I need. Because there's so much stuff you need to farm to... awaken characters, get more gold, complete certain stuff. Like there is a lot of auto farming in this game, man, and that is no exaggeration there. There's just a crazy amount of it, but it's nice as well. I do like auto farming features because it's just good just to be chilling, man, knowing that your character is just getting like a sweet stack of rewards while you're just like sitting there doing nothing. So I really do enjoy that element of it. But yeah, I've spent about $500 so far, but from the game, this is probably the most free-to-play friendly mobile game I've ever played, and it is ridiculous how free-to-play friendly this game is for the most part, because you get like 2 of the best characters currently, Blue King, Blue Diane, just from doing the story, and I got both of those characters like day one, just like, you know, grinding out the story within like the first like 5-6 hours, and it's quite straightforward, because one thing I love about the story element is that you can get in other people's characters. So if you're struggling, you just bring in like a fully maxed out unit of like a green Meliodas, and it's just a free win fiesta. So this game, it just does so much to help you out. There are so many gems as well through you know, absolutely everything in this game, especially if we have a look at stuff like the achievement system as well. It's just crazy the amount of free gems that are being slapped up in here. I'm almost at 4,000 achievement points, but for all sorts of stuff, there's just gems, and then when you reach certain milestones, even more gems. But there are gems everywhere, and there are like hundreds of gems that I haven't even touched yet and kind of got in this game, and there's just so much stuff going on through all of the interface and menus that I've been having a great time. But anyway, let's talk about the account. Let's talk about some of the characters. So I think the OGs, Blue Diane, it was probably my like favorite character for such a long time, and she still is to a certain extent. Like that ultimate is just crazy good. There is so much damage. You use it in PvE, everybody dies. You use it in PvP, everybody dies. I've recently been gearing her up as well. I'm kind of looking into equipment. I made a few basic mistakes. You're gonna see here. I haven't got the right stats on this one. I should have re-rolled all attacks, and that was a huge error there. I looked into equipment guides only a few days ago to start learning a little bit more about how equipment functions, but at least to the best of my understanding at the moment, and again, I am still a newer global player to this game. I've only been playing this game for 2 weeks, so I do not have anywhere close to complete knowledge on this game. The left-hand side, you want to SSR equipment, because the left-hand side has much higher stats than the right-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you want to either kind of fully upgrade common, ideally common is the cheapest one, or rare gear, so that you can awaken it and get substats that increase certain stuff, your base stats, so attack, defense, and health by a certain percentage. So you can see here on the earrings, we've got a 10% increase to defense, and that's going to be much more valuable than using SSR gear and having like that 100 additional defense, because one thing that's like really rare at the moment is the awakening materials to actually kind of get the stats up. So you want to focus kind of the big gems on the left hand side, but again, I did mess up with the stats on that one and focus on getting like some really good substats here. You can see this ring is giving my Diane like almost 12% additional attacks. That is a really big bonus when you're looking at slapping that on something like you know, what is it, 7,000 without it. If I just remove that, you can see literally the rare ring there, because of the attack bonus, is like 1,000 additional attack. It's very important equipment in this game. So yeah, I'm slowly getting there with my equipment, but Deanne, she's pimped out, man. She is like a friggin' truck. And also, I very recently got Jericho earlier this week. Love her for PvP. The single target burst damage is ridiculous. And the further she goes into a fight, you just get guaranteed crits just so quickly, and the ultimate is ridiculous for single target burst. Jericho is you know, very fun to play. And yeah, we've got some really nice rerolled stats on some common gear here. Again, right hand side, it's not about the rarity of the gear, it's about trying to get like the cheapest amount of bonus stats toward the beginning of the game. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have maybe upgraded the rare gear, but I went for the rare rings just because I had a spare bit of gold lying about. So I was like, I'll take a bit more base attack to kind of inflate Jericho and Deanne like that a little bit further, just give them even more damage output there, because I love seeing those big numbers. But they're my two main ones. Again, they're level 70, they're 6-star awakened. The fact that they are 6-star awakened is due to a lot of grinding and also a little bit of spending as well. I did buy the fully awakened bundles that have been available for new characters, because those have like the final chalices that you need, like the 6-star chalices, or you know, the crazy just ones to grind out at the moment to finally upgrade a character. So yeah, those are a bit of a grind, a massive grind at the moment, because it's quite easy to get the ones before, but these ones are just, yeah, ridiculous to get, man. The final tier of Water of Life. So yeah, and also, what is it, Demonic Blood as well. They're just such a friggin' grind to 6-star awaken a character. But getting characters up to 5-star awakened is not too bad. So those are kind of my main three. I've also got the King as well. King's gear sucks though, man. Like, I've not properly worked on his gear yet. I need to get him like a good set on this left-hand side. I need to look at the town that kind of maxes out the what is it, the health gear, so I can farm some good SSR health gear on the left hand side. I think that's what you need for King, because it's all about really surviving with King, so he can petrify and heal, and like the ultimate is still a nice bit of damage even without an attack set. So yeah, the gear's just all over the place for King, man. It's very messy as well, and kind of the same with my green Meliodas. I need to kind of knuckle down and figure out exactly what I'm going to do with gear there. But the great thing about gear is it's just very easy once you've got sets to kind of transfer them and exchange it from character to character. So that's what I really like about this game, is the flexibility in the gear system. It's just very easy to kind of exchange equipment, and I do that very often with like this red Elizabeth when I'm farming the demons. So you just literally pick a set, man. So if I want to move like Deanne's crazy attack set onto Elizabeth here and get crazy stats, you can see I've pretty much like doubled the stats in terms of the attack value. So yeah, I love the equipment exchange. It's really good. But this red Elizabeth is amazing. She is so ridiculously good for the red demon, because basically your goal on that fight is to crown control, freeze him, and make sure he never does anything. And there are a lot of characters that can do that. Some very cheap units as well. But then when it comes to like the hard mode, then you have to deal the damage, because he's a lot of hit points, and every single turn this increases the basic stats of Elizabeth by 10%, providing she doesn't take damage. So her damage just ramps up really quickly, and you see some insane numbers. So she's just a friggin' cheat code for that one. Also Gustav here has like a basic freeze. I actually haven't unlocked his unique ability yet. I need to sort that out as well at some point, but he's amazing for the red demon. Again, it's all about control on that fight, so him, King, and red Elizabeth, just sorting it out. And speaking of King, the green version of King, once you fully complete the story of basically season 1 of 7 Deadly Sins, then you get the grey demon unlocked as well. And that fight is kind of just a burst fiesta. You need a strong burst champion, and that's really King, mate. Like, green King is just ridiculous for that. So if you see him in the coin shop, man, definitely go for this man. He's just so crazy on that fight for the damage output. So yeah, he's amazing for the grey demon. If I'm doing that, I'll swap the attack set to him, and then I'll also use A little bit of Green Elizabeth as well. This character is nuts for the healing. Second one heals, but also can remove debuffs as well at silver. But then our ultimate is just so good, especially when you're teamed up with somebody and there's like 6 people, well, 6 characters total. So it's going to heal everybody for like a massive amount, pretty much top them up to 4, and then give everybody 2 of the ult gorge. So that's really, really good, or ult gauge, should I say. I've been mispronouncing that a fair bit recently. So yeah, she is amazing for topping people up on the Grey Demon, man. I've really, really enjoyed playing about with her a fair bit. And aside from that, Red Bon, I used a fair bit in PvP. I'm not really using him anymore, but he was good initially. Like, getting from the story, he's a decent unit because he can kind of like what is it, siphon ultimates, get them down. And also he hits very, very hard on his ultimate, so he's good for finishing, good as the backup unit. Again, I pretty much climbed to champion with him as the backup there, almost like the very, very top of master, so he worked well for a while. But now the green version of Barn is in the game. Like, Green Barn is ridiculous, man. Like, he's so good, and we'll talk about him in a second as well. So the next character, I actually haven't played at all with Hauser. I've just got him leveled up to 60 because I've seen some gameplay, and he just seems like absolutely insane for AoE farming. Like, all of his attacks are AoE, so he's very good for auto farming just because he's going to guarantee like smoke everybody down with a high attack set there. So I need to kind of gear him up a little bit. Seems like a very important unit there. I've also got the red Guild Thunder, and this guy starts off as an SR, but he's really, really good for PvP because he increases all allies' defense related stats by 30%. So I see the value the more I play in PvP. I see the value of having this guy because it's really all about those first 3 characters, and he's just kind of the support for that first phase where it's all about, you know, bursting the opponent down and trying to get control of the fight. So I kind of really want him like maxed out next because my focus is on PvP. So he's quite high on my list, man. I do need to upgrade him as well. I also want to upgrade what is it, Helbram at some point, just for the Grey Demon. Just because, yeah, he's really good for kind of buffing up the green version of King, because he can increase attack related stats of all allies by 20 or 15% for 2 turns, or 30% of golden there. So yeah, really valuable champion as a bit of a support character there. But aside from that, I'll just have a look at the rest of my roster. I don't think there's anybody at the moment I'm too focused on. I do have Slater and King Arthur as well, but again, there are so many characters I need to upgrade at the moment. I don't think they have priority just yet, but I do want to upgrade them in the future because they both seem like really, really solid units. Like, Arthur's got a great stat buff there as well. His ultimate hits very, very hard and has like a sever damage as well. So yeah, Arthur seems pretty damn cool. Maybe a good counter to some of the green bonds that we're seeing in PvP. And also Slater, he looks like he hits like a friggin' truck, and this guy looks amazing as well. Like, his animations are awesome. So I would love to upgrade him at some point, but again, he's a little bit lower on the priority list. But aside from that, again, I don't think there's anybody else that I'm too worried about just yet. But again, just a reminder, I'm still a new player. I haven't played the JP version, so there's a lot of knowledge I'm missing, and still a lot that I have to learn when it does come to this game. So yeah, if there's any units I'm sleeping on, man, please do let me know. I know Red Elizabeth is pretty decent as well. She's got a lot of heal. She can fill the what is it, ult gauge with her silver there. Pretty strong ultimate that has rejuvenate as well. But I do really, really like the green version of Elizabeth, man. She's just so much fun. So yeah, it's a tough one between those two for sure. But again, the thing I want the most at the moment, because this is the only character that is just dominating me every time I face this dude in PvP, is the new green version of Bon. He is ridiculous. I swear, it's just like, he does his extort, and then he does his AoE, and like, all my characters are like half health, and then the next turn, he does exactly the same thing, and then I've lost. So that's just my experience fighting this guy so far. But he hits so hard, man. The damage is ridiculous. I'm playing ungeared PvP, and I was doing so well, man. I was on such a consistent win streak before this champion got added to the game, but he's been messing me up a little bit. I'm still kind of you know, going up and overall winning more than I'm losing. It's just every time I encounter a level 70 one of these. I think I almost beat one yesterday, but then it just came down to like the last move, and I just lost, man. Like a 1v1 between, I think it was like Green Meliodas and Red Merlin in the end. But I've been doing rubbish in geared PvP just because my team isn't like properly geared at the moment, so it's just been not working out too well. King is way too easy to burst down at the moment, so I need to make him a little bit more tanky, and I haven't played PvP as well since I've got a few upgrades to Jericho and Deanne since then. But yeah, I really need to work on my stuff before I get back into PvP. And again, I've removed some of the gear and swapped it around, so that's not max stats there. But on gear PvP, I've been doing well, man. I've been doing really well overall. Like last week, we got to Master 1, we had a 91% win ratio, and this week we're above that 75% win ratio, Champion 4. But again, Green Barn is my problem. If I see him, I'm dead. I'm in the bin most of the time. So, yeah, I haven't beat one yet. So I'm thinking tomorrow, man, I might go in for another massive opening for Green Barn. Just because I want to get him. I want to get him to level 70. I want to be able to be competitive in PvP again. But I also feel like, I don't know, man, it's a dangerous cycle. It's a very dangerous cycle. But we're in that cycle for MCOC. So one more game. Why not, mate? Why not? So I think we'll go for a little bit of a gamble tomorrow and see if we can get him. We got the gems for the bonus offers as well. So yeah, aside from that, it ain't going too bad, mate. The progress rate is fairly decent. I'm just waiting on that right character, and really my focus is on PvP at the moment. Not because it's really the most efficient thing to farm, but I just really enjoy it, man. I'm kind of focusing on the aspects of the game that I enjoy. I just have so much fun with the PvP. So yeah, it's just a really nice time. But again, there are lots of characters I want to upgrade, so much stuff I want to test out. But 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross is banging. It's so much fun. Definitely got me hooked in. It seems so simple at first, but there's just so much depth to all the characters, interactions, and cool stuff that you can do in this game. So yeah, I've been loving it, man. Absolutely loving it. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed my 2-week account tour for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross Global. We're at rank 55. We're doing alright so far, but we'll see where we're at the end of the month account tour. So we'll do like a 1-month account tour 2 weeks from now to see how far we've got in our first month of global, and hopefully by then we got Green Barn and we're absolutely dominating PvP. That'll be a proper good time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're trying to get this one off the ground. So yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. But take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.